Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Another year, another Pixel leaks. This time we have a lot of news about the most anticipated model, the Pixel 10. Not because it looks entirely different from the outside, but it's certainly a lot different from inside. So let's deep dive into the leaks and take a look at Google's upcoming model. Let's start with the latest photos of the smaller Pixel 10 Pro. They were originally leaked on a Chinese platform called Cool APK and later shared by Tech and Leaks Zone and Mystic Leaks on Telegram. Starting with the design, it's about the same as the 9 Pro, but when you look closely, you will see how massive is the camera visor in comparison, with the cover glass going closer towards the edge. And the typical G logo that also looks bigger to me. We have seen how Material 3 Expressive makes the software elements bigger, so you can consider this as the Material 3 Expressive implementation on the hardware. Other than this, it's about the same. The matte finish back panel, the flash and thermometer cutouts, and the glossy metal frame. Keep in mind that this is a prototype unit which you can tell from the engraved Google pattern on the back, so the final look and materials might change. I personally would love to see a matte finish metal rail this year, and let me know if you agree with me in the comments. Looking at the bottom, it has two equally sized cutouts for the microphone and the speaker, along with the USB-C port, which is the same as past Pixel phones except for the 9 series. I would love to see this change coming to the Pixel 10, as having the mic, SIM tray, USB-C and loudspeaker all on the same side like the Pixel 9 makes this area too crowded, which impacts the usability. Moving to the top, that's where the SIM tray is located. It occupies the 9 Pro's antenna cutout and is surprisingly large. From this angle, you will also see how thick is the camera visor. That gives me a hint that this extra space means a more capable hardware, but as per Android Authority, they were able to view internal documents revealing the upcoming setup, and based on these documents, the Pixel 10 Pro and Pro XL will use the same exact hardware as the equivalent 9 series. In contrast, the base Pixel 10 will see most of the changes. The most exciting one is the addition of a telephoto lens for the first time to the base model. As per the leaks, it's the same Samsung 3J1 11-megapixel sensor used in the 9 Pro Fold, but it comes at the cost of a smaller main and ultra-wide sensors when compared to the Pixel 9 of last year, but identical to the Pixel 9a. From my experience, the 9a takes amazing photos, and with the help of the new image signal processing unit of the Tensor G5, we might see even better results. When it comes to the display, it looks identical to me in terms of bezels and the camera cutout. Even the resolution is lower than the current 9 Pro and closer to the 9a. But I don't really trust all the specs shown here, as some of them don't make sense, or maybe the prototype uses a different hardware. But what might improve in this area is the PWM dimming. In a nutshell, PWM dimming is a technique used in OLED displays to control the brightness by flashing the screen on and off rapidly, which your eyes cannot see. But some people are more sensitive, and this rapid flashing might lead to dizziness and fatigue. This problem can be addressed by increasing the frequency. Some Chinese brands like Honor now offer some models with up to 3840 Hz, which is a massive gap when compared to the 246 Hz in Pixel phones. But this might change with the Pixel 10. As per Android Central, they have been told by a Google representative that their teams are aware and investigating. You can expect updates later this year. So let's wait and see. This will take us to the rest of the specs, but let me translate the image using Google Lens to make things easier. It shows 16 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. I hope Google will follow other manufacturers and make the 256 GB the base storage option instead of the outdated 128 GB. So let's hope for the best. Moving to the chip, this is the most anticipated upgrade to the Pixel family. As per Android Authority leaks, which are now confirmed, Tensor G5 will use TSMC's 3nm fabrication, known for its better performance and efficiency when compared to Samsung's fabrication used in the previous models. Additionally, Google upgraded the CPU cluster in G5 when compared to its predecessor. The mid-cluster or performance cores are now 5 Cortex A725s instead of 3 A720 cores. So we are not only getting more cores, but the A725 is expected to bring 25% more efficiency. In contrast, G5 only has 2 A520 efficiency cores instead of 4, which means they swapped 2 of the efficiency cores with 2 performance cores. while the X4 Prime core remains the same, and instead of opting for the newer Cortex X925 that has some serious upgrades over the X4, which is the only downside in this setup, but overall I think the Pixel 10 will have some serious performance boost as my 9 Pro XL is already doing well. Cross-checking this information with the latest leaks from Cool APK, you will see the same CPU cluster shared by Android Authority. One X4 Prime core, 5 A725 performance cores, and 2 A520 efficiency cores. The only discrepancy here is the 5nm process, which is incorrect. As confirmed by all sources, Tensor G5 will use TSMC's 3nm fabrication. Moving to the GPU, Tensor G5 is expected to support ray tracing and FSR or fragment shading rate, which are great additions for gaming, in addition to the GPU virtualization, none of which were supported before thanks to the new Imagination Technologies DXT481536 GPU that also comes with a higher clock speed of 1.1 GHz. Overall, I'm very excited to see how the Pixel 10 will perform in real life and how Google will use this extra power to give more complex features and allow some of the cloud-based features like Video Boost to work locally. Now let's talk about the modem. Some people reported poor network reception and sometimes overheating issues because of the Samsung 5400 modem used in the Pixel 9 series, which I didn't experience myself. But the experience differs greatly from country to country. On a side note, Android Authority shared that Google will use the T900 MediaTek modem, which later has been denied by Tech and Leaks Zone after showing evidence that the Pixel 10 will most likely use a slightly better variant of the same modem, the 5400i, as shown in this fast boot screen. Either way, let's wait and see which one is more accurate and if the new modem will address the gaps reported by some Pixel 9 users. Moving to the ringtones, the new Pixel 10 sounds has been shared online in a YouTube video by a channel named The Vakovsky, which I'm gonna leave its link down below if you want to check it out. I personally liked the new sounds, so let me know in the comments what do you think. Now let's talk about the colors. As per Mystic Leaks, the Pixel 10 will be available in 4 different colors: Obsidian, Blue, Iris, which is purple, and Limoncello, which is the fancy name for yellow. While the Pro models are expected to come in the same Obsidian and Porcelain colors, in addition to green and Sterling, which is gray. The same leaked photos I showed you at the beginning of the video will give you an idea about the Pixel 10 Pro gray color. And in another leak shared by Mark's Gone Public on X, it's showing the storyboard of a Pixel 10 ad, which includes some of these colors. The photos are not clear, but it might give you a hint. So these are the most important leaks so far. But what about the release date? Originally, some leaks stated that Made by Google event will take place on August 13, but later Android headlines been told by their sources that the date has been changed to August 20. And the devices will start shipping on the 28th. Overall, I'm personally excited about the new Tensor G5 and the Imagination GPU to see how this will impact the Pixel experience after years of waiting. I will be interested to know what do you think in the comments, but for now, thanks so much for watching and see you in the next video.